I have been listening to audiobooks a lot, and I don't know if you're the same. I focus when they're on, but then sometimes my mind will just be like, oh, I'm at a 4-way stop. I need to like pay attention. And then I like miss a paragraph, or like I miss a few pages, or like I look at the sky and I forgot I was listening to a book.
Dude, that happens to me all the time. But I read this book that we're going to talk about today. There's 2 books in our batch that I listened to mainly. I listened to the majority of them. And I don't know if you're the same way, but sometimes I'll just somehow miss the setting. Like, where the hell are they? So I'll just picture them floating, just talking of whatever it is that they're talking about.
I love that they're levitating the whole book.
Exactly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I listened to every single book in this batch.
I love that.
So I will be very honest. Like, not to say that audiobooks isn't reading. I don't want that to be, it's just when it's just audiobooks, I struggle with it because my attention is so fucking like, it's so bad. And I tend to listen to audiobooks when I'm commuting or when I'm working. And when I'm working, it's like I'm typing something while listening, and I can't really do both.
Can't really multitask.
That's the only time I have to listen to audiobooks.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough, but it's going to be a little interesting because the book we're going to talk about today, there's tidbits where I'm going to be like, what the fuck happened? From beginning to end.
So actually, we want to turn this to the viewer, the listener. Let us know what happened down below.
I know. They're like, did they even read the book? I did. I swear I did. But do you think going back
to
our boy
beginning.
Thank you to our boy EAP. A little retelling of an EAP classic. Do you think that can save your life?
It could fix my life, and
You're
I've been
right.
waiting for this moment my entire life.
You're right. Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast that fixes, not saves, lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
Today, we are going to be talking about what moves at night. No. Just kidding.
What Moves the Dead by T Kingfisher.
T Kingfisher. That is a fucking cool ass name. I bet I don't know if that's his like birth name, government name.
It's a girl.
Queen! I don't know if that's their government name, but that's scary as fuck. That like works out.
Kingfisher? I know. Yeah, I'm terrified.
I love it. Okay.
So.
Oh, wait. Can I say something before you start?
Go ahead.
Talking about not knowing things. What the fuck is this character's name?
Alex. Alex Easton.
Okay.
Put respect on Alex Easton. You read 2 books.
Because I read the first book and I was like, okay, it's Alex. But then in the second book, they referred to Alex as Easton. And I was like, well, who the fuck is it?
Who is this man?
So then I was like, should I go back to the first book and look for the name Easton? Because now I'm confused. But then I felt embarrassed. So I just thought I'd ask you in front of everyone, in front of the whole class.
In front of the whole viewership.
Okay, why don't you start us off?
Well, I just wanted to say that we are a podcast where we are going to spoil the important parts of the book. So if you've read the book, let us know what you think about it. And if you haven't read the book and you have no intention on reading it, then we're here for you.
We're here for you. We, like you said, we do spoil everything, but you know what? We add just a little bit of glitter on top. So
the right amount of glitter.
I'm saying the good luck to myself because I'm very nervous about forgetting certain parts of this book.
Why?
Dude.
Well, this book was, like Cheli said in the beginning, we're going back to EAP. Yeah. Because this book was inspired by the fall of Usher. I'm confusing the title with the Netflix show. I haven't seen it though, but it's the fall of House Usher.
There's a Netflix show?
Yes, there's a Netflix show of this. Not this, but the inspiration.
Okay.
It's the original.
Queen.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Queen, I need you to refresh me on the House of Usher. Please. The fall of Usher.
Queen. I thought you were going to read now. Queen. May I please? You said, you were like, I'm sending this so that I could read this later.
Okay, Queen. Okay, let me explain the word later. It never came.
It never came. Well, I do remember. It's literally the same fucking thing. It's about a guy receiving a letter from a friend who is dying. Oh, and he's like, damn, I need to go check up on my friend Roderick. So he shows up at the house. House looks like it's falling apart. You know, very atmospheric, very big on the decay of the mansion or wherever the fuck. And I think in the original, Madeline, which is the sister, in this, oh my god, it's gonna be so confusing. I don't think Madeline was mentioned much until like the end. I think we're made to believe that she's gone. Yeah. But then she shows up at the end.
But she's chilling.
But she shows up at the end because she's like, she wants to kill Roderick, her brother. I just remember it being like, whoa. I thought she was dead. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while since I read it.
Thank you. Queen.
Also, I do want to clarify that I didn't actually get to watch the Netflix show.
I didn't even know there was a Netflix show. So you were closer than me.
I saw the first episode, but I do want to finish it.
Okay. Good to know. I feel like I should watch it too, out of respect.
So we're both on the same wavelength. Yeah. We should.
Okay, so why don't we start talking about this book?
Okay.
It starts off
talking about the mushrooms' gills. Yeah. It says the mushrooms' gills were the deep red color of severed muscle.
Gross.
Honestly, I think that sums everything up. We're done.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's the perfect description of this whole book.
That's disgusting.
And so it's Alex Easton going on a journey to the Usher house. Yeah. And he's just kind of like noticing, oh, look at all these fucking mushrooms. Fucking
disgusting ass mushrooms.
Which I will say, I loved how much mushrooms was spoken about because it just made me buy mushrooms.
Did you?
I bought mushrooms, yeah.
In this house?
I did, yeah.
I'm allergic.
No, you're not.
No, I've just had allergic reactions. That's different, folks.
That's different. But you know what's... Never mind. Okay, so when he reaches the manor, he's like, damn, this used to be beautiful, but now it's kind of busted a little bit. And then he does say that Madeline lived there with her twin brother, Roderick Usher, who was nothing like the richest man in Europe, even by Ruravia's small, rather backward standards. The Ushers were genteelly impoverished.
Wait, where's that word that you just said? Ruravia. So... I don't think it was in Eep's, Edgar Allan Poe. I don't think it was an Eep's story, but Ruravia is like its own thing here, right?
I think so.
Right? So is Ruravia the place that Alex was originally from, fought in the war there, gained their pronouns, and then came? Is that what it was?
I don't know. Okay. I couldn't keep track of all of these places. Okay, all these places mentioned.
Folks, that chapter, I'm locked in. I do want to say beforehand, Alex is and was a soldier. And I think they were discharged.
A sworn soldier.
Right? I know from this book that our main character, Alex, identifies as non-binary, but was talking about how important pronouns are in Ruravia. So, like, for example, babies, you would refer to them as va, but if you refer to a person as va, it's like, are you calling me a fucking baby? But then when you are a sworn soldier, you get referred to as ka. Mm-hmm. And God is ha. Thank you.
Because he giggles.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I just say, one of my favorite, I don't know why, to me it's so fucking funny. One of my favorite descriptions is this line, which was talking about the Usher house. By the standards of the rest of Europe's nobility, they were as poor as church mice, and the house showed it. I don't know why church mice. I'm like, that's so fucking funny. I laughed.
Dude, I love that. I love that for you.
But also the second book said the same thing, and I was like, oh, brought it back.
Joke's so good it had to be said twice.
I love that shit. So then when she's reaching, also I love that the horse, his name is Hob.
Yeah.
Love that shit. And as he's reaching House Usher, isn't this when he meets
Potter?
Eugenia
Potter, who is a I don't remember what they're called. Studies mushrooms.
Mycologist.
Yes.
Yeah, because mycology society.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's when she meets her, and I thought they were gonna hit it off. I was like, whoa, besties or what?
What are we?
What are we? And so she studies mushrooms, and it's a big deal because currently only men are dominating all of the literature. So she's just like, you wait, I'm gonna write a book about this, and it's gonna pop off.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. So she knows a lot about mushrooms. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells her that he's going to go to the House of Usher because his friend is sick.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kind of like, well, I have heard that she's very sick. Sorry.
Madeline?
There's rumors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Eugenia says that about Madeline.
Yeah. So when Alex actually goes to the house, I think it's Roderick who opens the door.
I think it was someone else. No, Roderick's talking to the other guy.
Denton?
Uh-huh.
I forget how this plays out, but I remember when Alex walks in, all the lights are off and they hand them a candle. Uh-huh. And Alex is like, okay, y'all just don't pay for electricity here. That's chill. And it was funny because there was a line that was like, it was odd to me that this was just their normal. That's like, yeah, let's walk around the house with a fucking candle. Okay. Yeah. And then when it's not Denton yet, because the first person that Alex sees is Roderick.
Once they're already inside the house, then Roderick shows up and he's like, Easton, what are you doing here? Mm-hmm. And Alex is like a little offended. Like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? I was invited. I was invited to come over. But I guess Roderick had no idea that his sister Madeline had sent out that letter.
Yeah. And the letter actually said that I think Roderick thinks I'm dying. Mm-hmm. So please come see us ASAP.
Because I'm not dying, I swear.
But Alex was like, oh, your sister's just worried. Mm-hmm. You know, that's it. But doesn't it describe Roderick like he's like abnormally skinny?
Yeah. So can I read how he's described? Roderick Usher's skin was the color of bone, white with a sallow undertone, a nasty color like a man going into shock. His eyes had sunk into deep hollows tinged with blue, and if there was a spare grain of flesh left on his cheeks, I couldn't see it. The worst of it, though, was his hair. It floated in the air like spider silk, and I told myself that it was a trick of the candlelight that made it look white rather than blonde. I love the hair description.
Dude, you know what I just noticed? This is your shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like ate this shit up.
I ate this shit
up. I could tell, dude.
I was so happy.
I remember when you were in college, didn't you do an editing job for a bit? Right? When you had to read people's stories before it was published.
It wasn't really like a job. It was more so like a class.
An internship like thing. Or was it the whole class?
It was the whole class, yeah. Oh. Our whole class was literally to be in charge of the literary journal of like the end of the year. Because they had one every year. Yeah. Yeah, dude. The editing portion was so great.
I feel like this feels like reminiscent of when you were in that.
Well, this is also reminiscent of when I was in, I think, middle school. Yeah. Because that's when they have the whole Edgar Allan Poe chapter, I think. Mm-hmm. And we had to write a story that was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. And honestly, I feel like mine was good because I remember my teacher really liked it. My only downfall was that I forgot to add some sort of like supernatural element to it.
You don't get it. My paper's haunted.
You don't get it. It's starting to float.
Dude, I fucking love this. I love seeing you in your elements. I'm gonna keep watching.
Okay, so when Roderick greets him, then he takes him to like the fireplace, right? Like the living room area, and that's when Denton.
Yes,
that's where Denton is.
My American boy,
the American guy, exactly. Which I think is so funny how they're just like, ugh, an American.
Dude, wasn't that the whole book though? Yeah, anytime Denton spoke like that fucking American.
Of course, you would think that American. And it's like, oh, he doesn't even know what he is though, like a sworn soldier. What the fuck even is that?
Did it?
Because he even said, "Oh, you wouldn't know American.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know." Va. It's like call him a baby.
I know. But then when he sees Madeline, or he calls her Maddie, he's like, "Oh."
Oh, wait.
You look like you're gonna turn into dust.
No. Is she English? I feel like
I think
English.
she is.
Thank you. I'm gonna do that this whole fucking episode. Before that, I really like that little conversation that Alex and Roderick have. Not Roderick. Alex and Denton have when Roderick walks away, and it's like they don't know each other. They're left in a room by themselves. It's like, fuck you, Roderick. I don't fucking know this American. And then they're like, you're worried about him too, right? You see that skinny ass bitch? It's like, bitch, I just got here too. Yeah, he been looking like that.
Oh, because he's a doctor.
Yes, Denton's a doctor. Yeah, but isn't it said that like what they have isn't like a common thing? Like they don't know what it is.
They don't know what it is, but he does assume that it has to do with the house. So anytime they suggest maybe we should leave the house, Roderick says no. Madeline doesn't want to leave the house. She wants to stay here.
So I stay until she dies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But they did all meet together first before that moment, because don't you remember, I think Maddie was sitting on the chair, and that's when he was like, oh my god, this girl looks sick.
It's so sweet though, because Alex like immediately wants to react like, oh my god, but then goes like, oh my god, I came back to take you away, to sweep you off your feet. Girly, are you okay?
Are you good? Blink twice if you need help.
Oh my god, dude. It makes me so sad.
But I thought it was funny how Alex would still kind of crack jokes, because I think there was a moment when he told, I don't know if it was Roderick or Denton, that he was there to, like you said, sweep her off her feet. Like, they've been waiting for this moment of when we would finally accept that we've always been madly in love with each other.
I love that. Roderick's like, what the fuck are you saying about my sister?
I know.
They're in this house for a while, from what I remember. And what's the first thing that they think it might be?
They immediately thought it was the environment, because he says something environmental. Perhaps this place, I think it might be enough to make anyone ill.
But at the beginning, they say fungus too, right?
I don't think the fungus was brought up yet.
So you didn't think the thousands of mushrooms surrounding your house that look like flesh had something to do with it?
No, they're family.
Oh no, they're good.
No, they're good.
All of those millions of mushrooms, I love that shit.
Mm-hmm. I did like the moment when Alex kind of like reflected after seeing the way that Madeline looked, because he was like, I didn't know how to deal with this kind of death. You know, the ones that I'm accustomed to happen quick,
and because of me.
Cannonballs and fire armor, you know what I mean? Catalepsy. But I can tell you that Madeline has catalepsy.
What's catalepsy?
Okay, so Denton describes it as she falls into immobile states for hours, and they're getting worse. The most recent was only a few days ago, and it lasted nearly a day and a half. Her reflexes were gone. She was ice cold, and I could only barely see traces of her breath on a mirror.
Is catalepsy a type of narcolepsy?
I think so. Right? I think it's just, you have no control.
Catatonic state?
Maybe.
I mean, that word up.
Any doctors listening to this?
That's not a word.
It's not
I know it's a word, but I just don't remember what it means. But you're in a state of not moving. That's fucking scary as fuck. So you're just gonna leave your sister there?
But they also thought it was anemia.
Yes.
They were like, she's anemic, that's why. So why don't we move a little bit forward? Wasn't there a moment when Alex was, sleeping, counting sheep and shit, when all of a sudden he hears noise in the hallway?
Yes.
And he just like goes out there, and Madeline's kind of just like trotting around slowly, very, very slowly.
Was it in the dark? That's scary as well.
Yeah, I think it was in the dark.
Oh, shit.
Nemo, look at, she's like carrying a fucking candle with her.
Dude. There's no other way to see what's going on. She's gotten used to it.
She's just, bumping into the wall.
Hell no. Yes, you're right. There was a part like that. That's fucking scary. I would have left.
But then they had a whole conversation, didn't they?
I don't remember.
He would ask her things, and she would kind of respond, but not really respond. Kind of more of just like,
She felt kind of not there. Like not the entire book, but like the beginning. I don't know, because to me, she was just kind of nothing. Because I was like, you're just kind of here. I know you're sick, but I'm more worried about what's happening to your boy Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought personally.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the intention.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though because they did mention the mushrooms, because in the beginning when he meets Eugenia, she does tell him, "Oh, stay away from that mushroom because it smells rancid." And then she poked at it with a stick and it smelled like a corpse. And so, and then he brings in Angus.
Yes. Can you explain who Angus is? I remember that name.
That's his Batman. I was like, what the fuck is that?
His right-hand man?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I kind of just assumed it was like a butler. Like, he's just...
Kind of felt like it, but I was like, this is kind of weird that you're just now here. Like, how did you even hear what was going on?
I don't know. I think he was
Where the fuck is my horse?
Where's Hob? In the stable, of course. Okay. But yeah, Angus shows up, and I forgot why he shows up, but...
Dude, I don't remember either. I'll be very honest with you.
Oh, here it is.
Look at a queen in her.
It says, Angus served my father before me, and even then was long in cunning, if not yet long in years. When my father was killed in battle and I swore in, he took one look at me, a callow 14-year-old with browned breasts and a freshly shaven skull, and took me in hand. So he's just always been there. So he's always been there with him since he was 14. But I think he just showed up because he was like, you know what? You've been here too long.
You've been here too long.
I miss you. I miss you.
Yeah, it did feel like a very long time that
and I thought
Alex was there.
I really liked their relationship because he's telling Angus, I'm not superstitious, but I swear there's some witches in this fucking house. And he's like, Angus says, well, I am superstitious and I know that there's something wicked here.
Damn.
So after that, they do bring up the mushrooms.
See, that's why I don't understand why they didn't think that first. And they didn't just go like, have you thought of cutting down every mushroom?
It's too late. Out. It's already in her. And then Angus says, they say mushrooms spring up where the devil walks and where fairies dance.
Oh, shit. That's a good line.
And I think it's so funny because he's like, do you think they ever get the two confused? The devil shows up to a fairy ball or finds himself mobbed with elven ingenious, whatever. And then Angus says, you shouldn't joke about fairies, sir. Oh, very well. As long as I can still joke about the devil.
Got him.
They're just jokesters.
So, Roderick.
So, let's skip forward. Roderick. He's been going through it.
Yeah, he has, but I don't understand why Boy didn't talk it through. I was just kind of like, Roderick, doesn't this kind of seem... Roger, I didn't ask the question. Roger, doesn't this kind of seem a little too crazy?
Yes. Also, remember that Alex left the manor to just like walk around the fields, and then he runs into Eugenia, and then he looks over and there's a lake right there, and he's like, wait a minute, there's a fucking body right there. Is that Madeline?
Oh, you're right. Oh my God, I forgot that Madeline was found. I thought it was just talked about, like, oh yeah, Madeline's dead now.
But she wasn't dead though. That he just saw a glimpse of her in the reflection.
Yeah.
But she wasn't there. And it wasn't until later on that he found out, by Roderick, I think, that Madeline had actually drowned in the lake.
Ew.
But that they brought her back, that they resuscitated her. But later on, we find out that she was actually dead for a while, right? Like I think it was like months.
It was a whole. It was from when Alex had shown up the month before. I think that's how it was explained.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Wait, so Madeline wasn't found? It was just like, oh, Madeline, but it was like Bet on It from High School Musical when he slams and it's not there anymore.
Exactly. So she wasn't there.
Oh my God.
But I think it was in this moment when Alex also notices that the hares, the rabbits, the bunnies, whatever the fuck, rabbits, they're a little weird.
Okay.
A little weird.
So explain the hares to me.
Okay. So when he noticed Is there a difference between a rabbit and a hare? I have no idea.
A hare, they're more athletic based.
Oh,
so they're
more
muscular.
Scary.
No, they're skinty. I love them.
Like kangaroos.
No, they're just kind of big.
Buzz.
They just have big legs. They're ready to fight.
Okay, so when he noticed a hare, it was kind of moving weird. Mm-hmm. Like it would like take a couple steps forward and then kind of like bounce around. But it was very like stiff, kind of like a corpse.
Yeah.
And its eyes were unblinking. And he was like, there's something fucking wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. But I don't think he does anything until that night. He notices that Madeline is again walking down the hallway. Mm-hmm. And she is moving exactly like the hare was moving. Ew. Like in a very like weird, unnatural kind of way.
Wouldn't Alex kill these hares?
So he tried killing the hare. So he wanted to basically dissect it to see what was wrong with it, to see if whatever infected Madeline must have infected the hare. So he tried to kill it, shot it literally on the head, but it kept moving. I did think it was kind of interesting that Alex knew that he shot the fucking hare right on the head. Mm-hmm. And then he was trying to justify it, like, oh, maybe I didn't shoot it.
Maybe I missed.
Maybe I missed or something. Even though the fucking blood was coming out of it.
Yeah, dude, it was gory as fuck. I was like, ugh.
So then he ends up going home, and I don't remember exactly the beats, but then Madeline is dead.
Yeah, that's what I remember. It just being like, Madeline's gone, and it's like,
yeah, Roderick tells him, oh, Madeline's gone, and he's like very sad and crying and like wailing basically.
Can you remind me, does Roderick want to leave now, or is Roderick just like, I'm in this house?
So Alex brings up to Roderick, hey, now that Madeline is gone, maybe we should just all go, right? Leave this place. Mm-hmm. But there's a tradition that Roderick has to stay in this manor for, I believe, 3 days, because that's just like a tradition where that's how you know for sure that they're dead. Like, yeah. And
they kind of put her in a catacomb, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like close it up like Jesus.
Exactly. Well, and I found it interesting that Alex goes down to this catacomb and wants to scope out, Madeline's body. I think he needs to be 100% sure she's actually gone. And is this the first time he sees her? No, right? Because I feel like he saw her twice.
Well, before even that, didn't they describe that the door of the catacomb, there would be like sounds coming from it?
Oh, yes. They would hear like rustling.
It sounded like rustling. It sounded like scratching. Uh-huh. And then Alex was like, was she? Like, no, yeah, she was fucking dead.
No, she's dead. Because even Denton was like, no, she's dead. I saw the body. I witnessed the body. She's dead.
And an American would never lie. So
Americans don't lie. And so when Alex goes down there, how was the state of her body?
It was still in the drowning. Like the body had looked like it drowned, right? Didn't it describe it as that?
I don't remember the drowning portion. I only remember the neck.
Okay.
The neck was snapped.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. So you're wrong. I think the body did look as if it had drowned.
Okay.
From what I remember. So it had looked a little, you know what I mean?
Bloated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. But the biggest thing was the neck. The neck had, like, you could see the windpipe. Mm-hmm. And it had just been bent the entire way. Uh-huh. Ugh.
That's so gross.
Yeah. And it also kind of gets to me that, like, your sister passed away. You were willing to stay in this fucking disgusting ass home with her, and you didn't even like make her look nice. Like you didn't even you know what I mean?
Well, I don't even know what was Alex thinking. I remember he was like, wait a minute, she was murdered. Mm-hmm. And then he started trying to calculate, okay, who could do it? Not Angus, because Angus is with me. Why would Angus want to kill her?
Angus would never.
Angus would never. He only listens to what I say. Mm-hmm. I didn't do it, because why would I? That's weird. It could either be the American or Roderick. It's probably Roderick because he's over here fucking crying still.
Yeah.
He would go into like fits of wailing. So then Alex confronts Denton. Mm-hmm. He's like, I know her neck's been broken. Roderick, I assume. Denton inhaled sharply. How did you know? It's like, bitch, I went to the crypt and looked. And he's like, well, I mean, it wasn't murder, if that's what you mean. Well, it was, but it's not. That's, you know what? Hold on.
Fuck,
I need a drink. Hold on.
I think it's so funny. If he was actually a doctor and he just didn't know, he was like, no, I think it's drowning. No, I think that happens when you drown.
He's like a fake doctor.
I know.
He's just like,
I don't know. She just needs some vitacilina on her.
I think she just died in her sleep. You know?
No, yeah, it looks like that. She does look a little peaceful.
I was going to say that. It's funny. So then Denton shows Alex the letter that he received from Roderick. Can I read it?
Yes.
It says, Denton, I need your help. There's something desperately wrong with Madeline. More than just the catalepsy that has afflicted her for some years. Since her near drowning, she has fallen under the spell of a strange madness, one that leaves her speaking in ways entirely unlike herself. She will be entirely herself one morning, and then by afternoon I will find her speaking to the servants as if she is a small child. She points at things and asks for their names and seems astonished. Her voice is very strange. When I confront her, she will revert immediately to her old self, but she acts very strange and sly, saying that it was merely a moment of muddle-headedness. What she is doing is frightening the servants. Worst of all, I have heard someone speak this way before, but it was Alice, her maid, who spoke in such fashion. I would overhear them sometimes in Madeline's room. At the time, I thought Alice was doing impressions to make her laugh. You will think me quite deluded, Denton, but when I hear this voice she speaks in, I begin to think of stories of demonic possessions, not of illness. It's very terrible to witness. I know that you're a man of reason, and I strive to be, though this dreadful estate has acted badly on my nerves. Please, I beg of you, if there's any kindness in your heart left for either of us, come and help me.
Fuck, dude.
I forgot about Alice.
So that just insinuates, because I mean, come on. If you're reading this book, it's the fucking mushrooms. We know it's the fucking mushrooms.
It's the mushrooms.
And the fact that no one else knows drives me fucking crazy. They're like, I don't know. I'm just eating my mushroom sandwich with another mushroom in the middle. I don't know what's wrong with us. So Alice, the maid.
I do want to bring up, though, that we forgot to mention when she was walking in the hallways, it would feel like she was learning how to speak. You know? Like she would ask things.
Yeah.
And then Alex would have to repeat things.
Like a baby.
And then once he kept repeating it, then she could finally say it. But go ahead. What about Alice?
Was Alice the first? The first one to be like, I feel like I could eat one of these mushrooms. One of these bad boys.
I think she was just the first one affected by the mushrooms.
Okay. So, oh fuck. That's crazy. So Madeline had what she had.
Yeah.
And the reason Roderick reached out to Denton was like, you gotta check this girl out. It's like something's wrong. I don't know what it is. Demonic possession is crazy. Oh my God.
But I mean, can you imagine? You're like over here outside of the room and inside they're like speaking in tongues. You're just like, hello?
Yeah, that's my sis.
That's my sis. She's cool.
She's so goofy like that. That's so fucking crazy because I don't know if you want to skip closer to the end. So Madeline, you hear scratching at the catacombs.
Oh, sorry. I do want to clarify. She drowned and it had been hours.
Yes.
Until she was found. So it wasn't a month. It was just hours.
No, but she... Okay. We'll keep it at that.
Okay.
So they're scratching at the catacombs and they're like, I don't know, maybe that's house settling noise. You hear like, it's me! It's like, no, I think that's the house.
Get me fucking out of here.
Madeline! No, but it's like, it's house settling noises. It's okay. I don't remember the beats of this part, but I do know that they go check again and she ain't there.
She's gone.
It's like, no, I think she's still dead. No, this is a symptom of drowning. You disappear.
You're transported back into the lake. That's what happened. Dude, I was scared. It's like, Roderick, corre.
Wasn't she found in her room?
In Roderick's room. Don't you remember?
Oh, you're right.
Don't you remember that Roderick was on his bed and she was at the end of the bed? Fucking head all twisted and shit.
Dude, that's so fucking scary because I imagined it like, it was like, what, one cortada más from cutting, like coming off. Like one more cut and then it'd be gone.
Her head?
Yeah.
Ew.
I hate that she can see like the little, you can see your air pipe and your juice pipe. Hell no.
Stop. You're making this scary.
Because that's what I imagine. It's like, hey guys. Oh, Maddie. So when Maddie speaks, because she's at the end of Roderick's bed. Wait, is Roderick... Okay, you need to remind me. Is Roderick like awake? Is he just kind of like, that's my sis, that's her little goof?
I think he is just laying on his side, it looks like.
Oh, he's taking a little nappy.
I think.
A little siesta.
Yeah. Well, it's probably late at night, so he's just like, whatever, don't care.
And Alex just comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And so Maddie.
He comes in with his gun, and she says, shooting me won't do much. Because that's how she speaks. It's very like.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shooting.
Pause. Won't. Pause. Do. Pause. Much.
Oh my gosh, slay Maddie! God.
It's like Alex is like, oh my God. I don't have the patience. This is why I never had children, Maddie.
Hurry up!
Get to the point.
But Maddie does say in this really like cut up way of speaking, I know, because I have been shot. So, right? And it's just gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she says she's been shot, but she's been through pain. Like, it hurts.
Yeah.
But don't do it, because that's fucked up.
Do it again. But she does explain. She says, the broken neck was a problem. The tarn had just been in my brain and my skin. Now, Va had to grow all the way down past the break. It took days.
Wait, hold on, Maddie. Va? What's this fucking baby you're speaking? And also, how the fuck you speaking like that?
Yeah.
Because it's still kind of freaky, Maddie. Also, Roderick's taking a little siesta. Should we take this to the hallway?
Don't be fucking rude, Maddie.
Fucking Roderick's just snoring up a storm.
Oh my God, Roderick might be dead. He's not, but imagine. It's like, okay.
Wait, hold on, Maddie. I am listening to you, but I'm really worried for my boy Roderick.
He's my oldest friend.
But Maddie starts referring to something as Va, and it's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, it's Va. Va went inside of me.
And then I think Alex even says, Va, who was she referring to like a child? And she says, the tarn. It's always been the tarn.
The mushy? Why did she call it the tarn?
I don't know. Let me see.
If I was Alex, I'd be like, hold on.
It's the river.
Oh, so you drank from the river, even though I told you not to? Even though we have clean water at home, Maddie.
Yeah. So embarrassing, Maddie.
It looks so good, though.
She's so thirsty. So.
Wait, I'm confused. Why is it the tarn? I thought it was a river. Wait, no. River is a tarn. Hello.
Maddie says, Va's been reaching out for so long. Va could get into the animals. Va learned Van senses that way. I can't imagine what that must have been like the first time. Think of it. If you had no sight and not even the sense that sight existed, how would you get there? Hearing was easier. Va understood vibrations, and that's all hearing is. And Va already knew smell. But how would you ever think of these two round sacks of jelly did anything? But the tarn figured it out. Okay. Anyway. So I'm
over here like, Alex is like, oh, okay.
Alex is like, don't care. So that's why Maddie would speak like a child at times, because
it was
Va was taking over her and trying to learn life through her.
But can I ask, by this point, had Maddie died?
Yes, I think so.
So Va was completely in control.
I think Maddie, I don't really know.
Because from what I remember, I think Maddie said, I've been dead for months.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been gone.
Oh, yeah. He says, you know that you are dead. Madeline smiles. Easton, I've been dead for at least a month. Okay. And we didn't even give you a funeral.
Maddie, no, I feel like the asshole.
Maddie, I'm your guest. Don't do this to me. But yeah, so what happens at the end?
Okay, so Maddie has this moment because Alex is like, okay, Maddie, girly, I'm your friend. I love you. This is fucking crazy. Something's inside you. Your head on the floor, but you're standing. I don't want to help Va.
Yeah.
Because Va is a fucking thing that's eating you from the inside. And Maddie's like, but you can't kill it. Like, that would be like killing a baby. You're doing exactly what Roderick wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And so then Alex is like, I don't care. I'm never going to side with something that killed my friend. And then I think Alex walks away and Maddie's just like, I can't believe you sided with Roderick.
Yeah.
It's like, Maddie, look at your head. Look where it's at.
Yeah, and I don't remember when they bring up Eugenia, but Eugenia basically tells them fire kills mushrooms. So that literally was her.
Oh!
That was literally her contribution. But I also did like that she... Remember when she saw the white hairs on Madeline? It was like, oh yeah, that's the mushroom. Like,
ew.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a mushroom? Ew! Not her head, not her drowned body. It's just like, oh, Maddie.
So then when they're trying to escape Madeline and Vaughn and whatever, Roderick tells his friends and Eugenia, because I don't think they're friends yet, you know what, you guys go ahead. I'm going to stay behind and chill back here. And they're just like, oh my God, Roderick. Roderick, we love you. Don't do this. This isn't you. You know what? Let's go.
Guys, I'll be honest. I got a little thirsty. That water looked real good. I'm sorry. Sorry. I get it. I get why Maddie did it.
Oh, also we forgot to explain Alice, the maid. She was going through the same thing as Madeline, but she decided against it. She was like, no, I don't actually want to do this anymore. And that's why she threw herself off of a building.
Oh, shit.
Because she was like, nah, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Because I think even Madeline brings up to Alex, yeah, Alice, what? Alice? Whoa. He brings up to Alex, yeah, Alice just wasn't strong enough. So that's why she didn't make it.
Wait, can you let me know, though, why was Roderick looking like he was about to die? Was he infected?
I think, I don't know. It didn't really explain it if he was infected.
It was the stress. El estrés.
Yeah. Okay. He was infected with sadness. That's what it was.
I just look like this man.
So at the end, then Roderick stays behind. Everyone leaves the manor. And then they look back and it's been engulfed in flames. So he basically sacrificed himself so that he could burn Va. Did they burn the mushrooms after that? I think so, right?
No, because he's like, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, they do, because I just remember this part being explained. It kind of felt like the whole thing was a flashback. Just the idea of burning all these mushrooms. I'm pretty sure that smelled like shit.
Oh, definitely.
So very traumatic shit going on right there. But Denton was there, right?
Yeah.
Denton. New friend.
Denton was chilling with them.
Yeah,
the American.
Like, oh, you. I know.
You stupid ass American.
Oh, I know.
Are you sure you're a doctor? I don't believe it.
Oh no, yeah, that was drowning. Who looks at the house? It's like burning. This might be diabetes.
Also, the house
completely wrong.
The house burned for 2 days.
Yeah, I remember it being explained like that.
Crazy.
That's a lot of fucking mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
So then it ends with him telling someone, and if you see any hares, any animals coming to the water to drink, shoot them, burn the bodies is important.
Yep.
And they're like, yes, we will. And then we drove away and left behind the dead lake and the smoldering timbers of the fallen House of Usher. The end.
It's just kind of I don't know if you've ever seen I haven't seen all of it, but Parks and Rec.
I only seen a couple episodes.
Same. So there was this one episode I watched where, because I guess it's very true to like what people in City Hall or, Parks and Rec deal with.
Uh-huh.
And there was one episode where this lady was like, I know you said not to drink the river water, but I made tea with it the other day. And now my stomach hurts.
Oh my God.
That episode. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
You would do that?
No, that's just the vibe I'm getting from just like, I knew it. If I drank that greenish, slimy water, it'd fucking get me.
I don't even like being in lakes. Like,
dude,
I get so grossed out.
I went hiking not the other day. It was a while ago. I went hiking with a friend once, and I missed a step on a rock, and my foot went into like the creek. And then it just came back like slimy and green. And I was like, okay, we're done here. We hadn't even started. I was like, you know what? That's enough outside for me.
Yeah. I'm checked out.
And then I drank
and made some tea.
That's just the vibe. I'm like, okay, the thing that gets me, how did they not know? That shit looked like flesh. These fucking rabbits would all turn at the same time. And I'd just be like, nature.
He didn't realize it until near the end, though, with the rabbits.
Yeah, the hairs.
Well, I would like to believe that if I was in the situation, I would be like, mushrooms. It's the mushrooms.
It's the mushrooms.
But the house was also looking like it was falling apart. So it could have been mold. It could have been dust bunnies.
But it's weird because everything they gave me would be mushrooms and that water from the fucking river.
Yeah.
And it just didn't occur to me. Because I'm guessing it technically was the mushrooms because it was being grown by the water source, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just feel like if I were there, that shit would have ended in a day. I would have been like, got it. She's already dead. Roderick, hop on.
Hop on. Vamonos. You think so?
I think so, dude. That's okay. That's what kind of got me. I listened to this audiobook in 2 days. And when I finished it, I was like, the same thing. I'm like, you're fucking telling me this shit took him, I don't know how long he was there for, like months probably. It took you that long. There was a doctor here. He didn't know.
He's American.
He didn't see fucking Maddie sneaking out, drinking the water and then leaving.
Well, they thought she was just sick.
She's a little eccentric.
Yeah. They thought she just had like anemia or something.
Okay, go ahead and tell me how much you ate this up. Because I feel like you really enjoyed this.
I ate this up. But I will say, you know what's really funny? It's funny to me because, did you read the author's note?
No, I didn't.
That explains everything, actually. I'm just kidding. There's a part in the author's note that I was already thinking. Should I read it? Nah, whatever.
Yes.
We forgot to mention Easton's tinnitus.
I thought tinnitus was a fake thing. I'll be honest. I didn't know.
You've never had that?
Well, I didn't know there was a name for it. Tinnitus. I was like, no, that's just. Wait, doesn't everyone? Oh, wait, you're telling me? Do I have something?
You're like,
it's happening right now.
I thought that was just regular life. I just hear this fucking annoying ringing in my ear.
I didn't know that had a name.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I guess I'm the asshole.
So, I do want to bring up a part where she says, because she's talking about she's talking about the characters, and then she says, and then I happened to read the magnificent novel Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia and thought, oh my god, what can I possibly do with fungi in a collapsing Gothic house that Moreno Garcia didn't do 10 times better? And shoved the whole thing in a virtual drawer and took heavily to the bottle. So I was already thinking about Mexican Gothic, to be honest. I was like, I don't know, mushrooms? When Mexican Gothic exists? I don't think so, queen. Better like next time.
But you still ate this shit up. I feel like you still liked it.
I did, but I nibbled.
Oh, I get it.
I nibbled.
She was an entree to you.
She was just an appetizer.
Mexican Gothic was the entire meal, 3 course.
But I do really like Alex Easton.
Really?
And Angus.
What about Denton?
Who? Who's that?
Does Denton come back in the second book?
No. I do like Miss Potter too.
I like her too.
She's funny.
She's an old lady, right?
Oh.
Isn't she old?
Oh, I pictured her young and spry. I don't know.
I pictured her young and spry, but young in like a...
In a 60s kind of way.
I'm 68 years young. Yeah.
I did really like this book, though. I do want to say that, yes, I did think about Mexican Gothic because of the mushrooms, but they're very different. Well, I see them as different because I could tell this one was obviously inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. I didn't have that feeling with Mexican Gothic. I have no idea if it was, though. I need to revisit that. But I really liked that whole aspect of Madeline having been dead this whole time. I don't know why. I was like, whoa, that's freaky. Mm-hmm. But it's the Va who's speaking through her. So there's a lot of things that this book had that I just like love a lot. It's hard though, because I don't remember the original that much. I remember, I feel like it's literally exactly the same thing, though. I just remember that ending scene of the sister just showing up in the room and just like wanting to off the brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to read that again. I think I would give this, I don't know, I'm still debating, but I think I'd give it a high 4.
Oh, wow.
It's so good. With that name, T Kingfisher, slay my life away, please.
I learned very recently that T Kingfisher has a pretty like devout following.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm in it. I'm in it now.
I don't know. I feel bad because it's not that I hated the book.
Okay. You're not into mushrooms. First of all, Cheli has never liked mushrooms, which wouldn't that be scarier for you?
Yeah, dude, I'd be like burn them down, and I would have saved the day first day. I would have saved the day first day, and I need to reiterate that because I fucking would have.
I love mushrooms, though. I wouldn't want to burn them down. What if we needed them?
Flesh.
What if we need them for pizza or something?
Yeah, and then when we have the pizza, it's like, ooh, it's a little hot. I'm gonna drink some river water, and we all get fucking sick. I don't know. I guess to me, it just felt a little long-winded.
This book was short.
Which is bad that it felt long-winded then, because it's just kind of like, I felt like you could have gotten to the point in like 100 pages. Like you didn't have to. I don't know. And I didn't care for most of the interactions if it didn't involve Madeline, Roderick, and Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of like,
Oh, like Miss Potter.
Yeah, I knew who she was and I cared. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care.
You know what's funny? What's funny is that I didn't care about her in the beginning. I was like, why are we talking to this girl?
And when she came back, you're like, Miss Potter!
Save the fucking day, queen.
But I feel like, I don't know. This goes back to what we were saying at the beginning. I feel like if I had read this book, like physically read this book, I would have enjoyed it more.
As opposed to listening to it?
Sometimes I feel like audiobooks don't do books justice. And then sometimes I feel like audiobooks do it way better than the book did.
Mm-hmm. Like when they add more
dude,
audio,
you know what?
audiobook cast, whatever the fuck.
That might have been it because they didn't change any of the voice acting cast and all the voices were the same. So I was like, who the fuck is speaking? You don't sound American.
Yeah. Do you know what an American sounds like? I don't think
just like this.
Just like this.
Just making your voice like impossible to find out. That being said, I feel like if I read it again, I think I'd enjoy it a little more. I do kind of want to read House of Usher, and I didn't know it had a show, so now I feel like I need to watch it.
Yeah, we do need to watch it.
I think I would just give this a solid 3, like
right in the middle.
3. This was better than what I felt a few days ago, which was 1.
Really?
Yeah, talking about it helps. Talking about it hella helps.
I do get you though. Sometimes just listening to an audiobook, and especially when they don't have good inflections in their tone, it makes it so boring.
Yes. Oh, I feel like that's going to be a theme in our next few episodes.
But audiobook still counts as reading though. Don't get me wrong.
No, it does.
It's still reading.
Personally, I feel like I can't listen to only audiobooks. I feel like I have to add variety.
You have to do both.
Because then I feel like I'm going crazy. Because then it's the voices. And I can't.
I get you though, because I'm the same way where I'll be listening to an audiobook and I swear I'll be so into it. I'll be picturing everything, and then all of a sudden it's like squirrel. Like, wait, where was that?
It was so funny because my brother was walking down the hall and I think he thought he was home alone. And then just from my room, really loud, chapter 14. It's just like, damn, I wonder how often he hears that shit.
What speed do you listen to your audiobooks?
When I start a book, I start at 1.2. I don't go fast. If I'm into it, I'll go up to 2.5. Mm-hmm. But if I know that I'm struggling with it, I just keep it at 1.8.
Yeah, I like to keep it at 1.5, 1.8, especially in the beginning so that I could really picture everything and know the characters. But if I'm not doing anything, like if I'm just sitting and listening to it, I can go up to 2.5. But if I'm literally just washing dishes, I can't do it.
Dude. Oh my God. I tried listening to a book that we're going to talk about later at 2.5. And I literally just looked. I like looked at something that, I was like, oh, I have to do that. Looked back and I was like, what the fuck did I miss? All of a sudden it's like the character's dead. And I'm like, What
happened? Wait, he died?
Oh my god. Have you seen that TikTok? It was this girl that was reading a book, and it was just like, and the characters, they looked at each other with such fondness, and she like turns the page, but she accidentally grabs 2 pages and turns it, and it's like, the character's dead, this person's dead, and she's like, what the fuck? Like turns back, because it's like how much you miss
in one page.
Yeah. I feel that with audiobooks.
Yeah, me too. But it's like 5 seconds.
But like I said, I feel like if I read this again, I feel like I'd rate it higher. But as of now, this girl's a 3 for me.
Yeah.
Okay, to anyone who is listening to us, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can please leave a rating of 5 stars. It takes 2 seconds. If you click our name, it'll take you to our main page, and then you just got to give us a rating of 5. It's that easy.
Yeah, and it definitely helps us out a lot. I think we're more recommended the more people rate our podcast.
And allegedly, if you click any other star, you will get a virus. Allegedly.
Oh my god.
Allegedly.
Not a virus.
If you would like to leave a review recommending us our next books, we are full until October. The end of October, but if you want to give us a November, maybe a romance, cozy romance, please. I just want something sweet.
Or something dark romance.
Don't listen to her. Don't listen to Yajaira.
It's so funny because last night I told my fiance, I was like, damn, I really miss spicy stories.
Dude.
No spice in any of these stories. Sad.
It's only death and rivers.
And mushrooms, your favorite.
But if you can please leave us a recommendation, we would really appreciate that. If you want to support us and you have a little bit of extra money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon, and at the moment, it really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really enjoy our content. You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, then you can find us on buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix or coffee, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we post every Tuesday and Thursday, along with bonus episodes on Mondays sometimes.
Or Fridays.
Or Fridays.
I think they've only been Mondays, have they?
Love that for us.
I have no idea.
Sorry, it's the river water.
We drink too much of it. Okay.
Oh, if you want to sorry, it's been a while. If you want to support us on social media, we do have an Instagram, Threads, and a Goodreads at the Book Fix Pod, and we also have a TikTok at the Book Fix. Thank you. So why don't we go ahead and read a positive and negative rating of this historia?
Okay, which one do you want?
Positive. Michelle gave this a 5 out of 5, and they wrote, "What Moves the Dead is my third Kingfisher novel after The Hollow Places and The Twisted Ones. Each of these books are inspired by a classic tale. In this case, this one is an Edgar Allan Poe retelling the fall of the House of Usher, and wow, Kingfisher truly captured Poe's essence. I've always loved Poe, and I enjoyed the House of Usher, even though it seemed to leave more questions than it answered. In What Moves the Dead, most of those questions are answered. But what I really loved was the atmosphere. This book was vividly gothic, matching Poe's style well and veering away from the feeling of Kingfisher's other books. The characters were extremely well defined and interesting. Alex Easton was the perfect protagonist to take us on this macabre journey. Witty and curious, yet clear-headed and unflappable. Okay, good for you. Fantastic read. I can't wait to see what the author does next."
Okay. My review comes from Laura. They gave it 1 out of 5, and they wrote, I mean, I know Edgar Allan Poe married his 13-year-old cousin and all, but what did he do to deserve this? He did just that.
Thank you. So
he did that. What a bitch.
I don't want to thank anyone else. I'm sorry. We will see you next time.
We're both just like in shock.
Oh shit. Was that after his wife, or was that his wife?
Yeah, it was his wife.
That was the one he really loved?
That was the wife.
Was that Annabelle Lee wife? Was that like...
I think so, yeah. Ew.
You know, neither of us made an Usher joke this whole time.
Why would we? He's in hot water right now. Quick, make a joke.
Oh my god.
That's your Usher joke?
I just felt like we could have thrown at least one in. Forgot that he's in hot water. I don't like the end of this one.